These ceiling fan lights suck. If you're like me, they hurt your eyes and they just make the rest of the tonality of your room look like crap. In fact, I've upgraded to halogens in all of our house. Like, take us back to the 1990s. That's when lighting was the best, in my opinion. And so whether you have a ceiling light fan with one of those built-in chip LED lights that you just don't like the way the color tone comes out of it, or you've got one that burned out and you want to learn how to put replaceable screw bulbs in with an E17 base, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you guys how to do this real easy and really cheaply. So if your light's like mine, it's just a simple twist to get that off. And let's get in and take a look at that. There's just 3 screws on mine, and this is how all of them I've seen are. We're just going to unscrew that and pop this out. And there's a connector in between there that's going to have, we're going to pop that out. That's going to be our power supply. So before we start pulling that apart, I just want to show you what we have here. I have these tube-shaped E17 bulbs, which are, these are LED also, even though I prefer halogen. That ceiling fan's maxed out at 18 watts. So these are 6 watts each, and I'm gonna put 3 in there so I stay within manufacturer's spec. And these are sort of like the warm, sort of retro look. They have a better color. I think the CRI index is like basically 100 out of 100 is like real light, like halogen. And these are rated for 90 plus, so not bad. Should be better than the crap that's in there, because if I had to rate it, I'd say it's like a 20. And then I bought these bases. These are the E17 base. They should just tie right in, and we can screw the bulbs in. And these are rated for far more watts than 6 watts each, so that should be fine. I'll put the links to this stuff from Amazon in the description. These are like $9. I think that was probably 9 or 10 bucks. Really cheap upgrade. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get those mounted in horizontally. So I need to pilot this to be able to get a screw in to, we're actually gonna use the existing screw holes for the lamp. At least that's the plan. This is all hypothetical at this point. We'll make it work. All right, we're gonna get these barely hanging in there. That's right, because I didn't put them back all the way when I took it apart last time, because I wanted to test a before and after for you guys for the camera. I pulled it off, getting ahead of myself. Anyway, I'm gonna take the screw to the shop, make sure we have a longer version of this in spare screw drawer. And those are the screws we're gonna go into. These screws are gonna work fine. There's plenty of thread sticking out. So I'm gonna take my spring-loaded punch, and that marks a little dot for my drill pilot to follow. Do it to all of them. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right. So I'm gonna use the hand drill for this. Could use the drill press, but we got 3 holes to drill, and you don't need to get that fancy unless you want to. All right, you don't have to do this, but if you want to make sure you're not going to cut yourself, deburr the back of that guy. Might need a little bit more. There. All right, let's get that disconnected. And I want to get as much light as I can out of here. So there's nothing reflected there, so I'm going to take some HVAC foil tape and just run it in there and make sure I keep track of where my holes are so I know where to screw those in. That's either going to work really well or it's going to look like an ugly disco ball. So we're going to find out. Worst case scenario, I can always pull the tape off. So this is the hardest part, just getting that screw past the flange. You can see I bent the metal, didn't work. So I'm going to try using the punch just to punch it through there, supported by a nut on the table. Negative, Ghost Rider. Hammer for the win. All set. If you don't want to be like me and have to deal with that mess, just drill those screws a little bit past the flange so that the edge of the screw doesn't hit it. On the bright side, those screws are locked in. Now they're not going to fall when I screw it up. Right, did I mention do this at your own risk? Make sure you're aware of the right voltage. This is AC. Make sure your power's off. Make sure you got the right wattage rating for everything. And you are avoiding your manufacturer's warranty doing this. And I don't know if there's a code in your area that says don't, so do this at your own risk. Okay, we're gonna twist these all together. Take a wire nut and screw them together up here. All right. Always a good idea to tape your wire nuts too so they don't fall off, and it might even be required by code in your area. So I took some measurements of this area before I bought these bulbs, and that's why I bought these. It's all, again, it's kind of hypothetical. We don't know if this is gonna work, so I'm just gonna screw one of them in first. You can see I gotta kind of pull it down just to get it in, and it just barely fits. I'll be lucky if I can get 3 in there, but we're gonna try. Okay, I have not tested this yet. We're gonna give it a try together. Here we go, first try. Use the power. Oh, there it is, delay. Hey now. Oh yeah, the one I dropped isn't working, but I can fix that. Final test is if this guy's gonna fit on there. It's gonna be snug. Come on, baby. Oh, so close. All right, here we go. Come on, turn on. Yes. All right, that's on dim setting. We can turn it up because these are dimmable LEDs. And yes. Oh, that is so nice. It's really hard to convey how much better that is on a video because Apple tries to make everything look the same. And this is an iPhone. But you can see the color tone is similar to those halogens in the back. And it's a tone I can live with. So we now have color, decent light in our workout / office. Hope that was helpful. And if you don't mind the color, you just wanna be able to change your light bulbs instead of having to buy a $60, $70 one of these every time it goes out. That should help you out. And also, I've done the same thing to these outdoor motion sensor lights and my Ring cameras. Ring, every time your Ring camera bulb goes out, it's even worse. They want you to replace the entire unit for 200 bucks. So I've got links here to those 2 videos if you guys want to learn how to do that. Help you save some money and customize your lighting experience. Please like, share, and subscribe if that was beneficial for you. See you on the next one.